just felt really inspired to make a short video for you after having a chat with some of my team in spirit. So what a lot of people find quite challenging at the moment is really how to get that, I'm a spiritual person, but I've also got to go to work. I've got to lead my normal, mundane physical life. But I'm developing spiritually, and that can be quite a challenge for so many people that I speak to just recently and over the years even, is that how do I do that? How do I manage that? So that's something I just wanted to chat to you about and give you a few little pointers and a few things that I've used through my journey that might help you as well. So the first thing is that we all need to run our lives, and we all need to go to work in whatever form that might be for you, whatever it is. You can't get away from the fact that we all need to earn a living, and we do need to even if we're running our own business, we need to be able to manage that as well. But being a spiritual person can be quite a challenge in that way, because how do we bring that balance in? And I can only really speak to you about personal experiences that I had and how I've managed mine, because I've run my business now for many years, and my spiritual business, I've done events, all types of things, and it's trying to maintain that centre still, staying centred, staying connected to your own spirit, to the spirit, and just being able to deliver that and still work and function in that normal 3D reality. I know it's a huge challenge, it really is. For me, it works by firstly training myself really to put myself into more of a meditative state all day long. Now, many years ago I went to and practiced Raj yoga meditation at the Brahma Kumaris. And that was a wonderful experience for me, because I learned there the art of training the mind, and to come more into the spirit and out of the mind, and to put myself into a meditative state, not just when I go and sit for 10 minutes or 15 minutes or an hour for meditation a day, all day, to be in that centre. And something that they do, which is very interesting at the Brahma Kumaris, is throughout the day, all the volunteers there and the people that are working there have to still continue with their chores. They're cleaning, they're cooking, whatever it is they're doing, they're teaching, they're speaking. But on the hour, every hour, they ring a little bell and some music comes on, and that bell will signify that everyone is to stop. So you stop exactly what you're doing at that moment. You breathe, connecting to the breath, and you connect with the spirit inside, the etheric body, the spiritual body which is within us all. And we ground and just remind ourselves that we're spiritual beings having a physical experience here on this earth. And then when the bell goes again after a minute, everyone carries on their normal day-to-day routine. And I just think it's absolutely beautiful. It's a lovely practice to be able to bring into your day, so that, say, if you're in a work environment and there's colleagues that you may find irritating, or a situation that has irritated you, or feeling a bit stressed, a bit overwhelmed, perhaps there's too much work to do, take yourself off, come away from the situation. Even if you need to go outside, go to the toilets, whatever you need to do, take yourself away and just do that practice of having a minute to reconnect with your spiritual self and reconnect with your own energy, and use the breath to do that. The breath is very powerful, and when we can really use that breath, deep breathing, because very often what we do is we shallow breathe into the top part of our chest, and it's not very therapeutic at all, actually. But when we can deep breathe into our abdomen, then it brings a different renewed energy to us, so that we are really able to carry on with the rest of our day in a more relaxed manner. And that is so beautiful to be able to do that. Other things that I've brought in are making sure that my morning routine is beautiful. If you can get up a little bit earlier every morning, and just set aside 15 minutes, half an hour, whatever you can do, and sit for meditation, or just say prayers to set your intention for the day. Say prayers of gratitude, giving thanks. I do some chanting using my mala beads. I light a candle, I light some incense, and I just sit at my altar for a little while I connect with the spirit within me, and then the spirit as well, my guides, my helpers. And I just say my prayers. Sometimes I've only got 5 or 10 minutes, but however long I've got. If you've got longer and you can actually sit in meditation, then that's even more beautiful. And then I add in some yoga as well, some asanas, so that I'm stretching the body and just releasing the energy from the day before, releasing the energy from the night before, because every day is a rebirth, isn't it? Every night we go to sleep, it's like a death and a rebirth. We've got that newness of the new day, energy coming in. And I find that very simple practice really helps me to set the intention for my day, to be able to really go through my day in a beautiful, flowing and connected way. So that's amazing if you can bring that in every morning. And then a little meditation before you go to sleep, especially for those of you who are having trouble sleeping. If you can just sit, read a book, and then meditate, turn off the devices, turn off the phones, actually get the phones out of your bedroom. Don't have any devices in your bedroom at all, because those EMF waves can really disturb our sleep patterns. They disturb our brain waves anyway during the normal waking hours, and if they're in our bedroom, we're also getting disturbed throughout our sleep. So if you can remove them and actually switch them off, switch the Wi-Fi off, turn it all off at night. That's exactly what we do in my house. So we have a break from it. We switch the Wi-Fi on when we need to work, and that's it. And what you're eating as well is so important, what you're putting into your body. So very light, purified foods, lots of juices, lots of smoothies, and lots of, if you can, raw foods as well, bringing some raw foods into your diet, and trying to come away from the caffeine and the sugar and the stodgy foods and the things that weigh you down, because what we're trying to do as mediums as well in our development is to raise our vibrational frequency. And to really be able to do that, we are going to need to purify what we're putting into our temple, what we're putting into our body. Lots of water, and also to say prayers before you're eating, before you drink. Just give thanks and gratitude for those things that you are putting into your temple, because your body is a temple, and it's a beautiful temple that's been gifted to you during this time for you to use while you're on earth. Also being very aware of your thoughts, the thought patterns. I've been working over the last year on myself to really to come out of the mind, more into the body, more into the heart centre, and to be very aware, to be conscious of the thoughts that I'm having. Now, somebody told me this, I don't know how true it is, but there's 80,000 thoughts a day that go through our mind. And some of those thoughts, most of them are in the past or they're in the future. How many of us are able to stay in the present moment? But let me ask you one question. How does this present moment feel to you right now, in this very second that we're talking and connecting? Everything feels good. It does for me, it feels good. The only time that I feel discomfort, anxiety or pain is when I allow my mind to travel into the future or into the past, because that's where we have no power. We have no power at all in either of those. We only have the power in the present moment. So when you find your mind wandering into past events, replaying things that have happened, it's kind of pointless really, because hopefully you've already learnt that lesson from that, but you're just replaying it again and reliving it. And if it was painful, you're reliving that pain. What's the point in that? And if you're going into the future, that's what causes most anxiety and worry, is the mind going into the future. Now, sometimes we do have to plan. Yes, I understand that. But as soon as you've planned, bring yourself back to the present moment. So if you can start making those small changes in your life, then I really believe that you can start to manage your spiritual world very, very well with your 3D reality, with the mundane physical world. and really work together with those. I mean, sometimes if you're a medium, for example, and you've got to still promote yourself, you've still got to run your business, you've still got to let people know what you're doing, that can be quite a challenge in itself. But knowing that if it's done with humility and without ego, then it can be done in a very, very beautiful way to reach out to people with a feeling that with the intention that you really care, for those people, because you want to help them to bring that communication through, to bring the communication, the evidence of the spirit of continued life after death. And that ultimately is our goal.